Good morning, everybody. I'm Ryan Tarmy alongside Charlie Custer and Eric Anderson of FBC Radio. We have tons to talk about today as the summer has been heating up for two of the biggest winter sports in North America, the NHL and the NBA. We're talking about the NBA offseason and NHL expansion. Eric, want to start us off with the NBA offseason?
Yeah, I would love to. This is probably been the best offseason in years with all these different pieces moving. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Gordon Hayward. But there's Chris Paul, absolutely, and then possibly Carmelo Anthony, and maybe even Kyrie Irving, or probably next year, but LeBron James.
Yeah, that's something really I would touch on today is Kyrie Irving. What you guys are feeling about that? Honestly, I think it's kind of a selfish move on Kyrie's part. I think many guys in the NBA would want to play alongside LeBron because he's the greatest player up in the game right now. You guys both agree on that, obviously.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And I think it's kind of a selfish move by Kyrie trying to get out of there because he wants to be the center of attention. And I just don't think. I think if you're trying to win championships, and he's leaving money on the table in Cleveland. Cleveland can offer him the max in a couple of years when his contract's up in 2019, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really just taking a selfish toll here, where he can get more money if he stays in Cleveland and also play on a better team that has better future that's just got to the finals. So I think, what do you guys think got the best assets this offseason so far?
Which team did?
Yeah, which team do you think?
The Minnesota Timberwolves definitely acquiring Jimmy Butler, signing Jeff Teague. Even though Taj Gibson has been a little bit washed up per se, signing Taj, that was a good signing. They've built a team from a lottery. Basically built themselves from a lottery team to a contending team in the West.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that because they were obviously a team that doesn't really make it too far out of from the West. But now that the strong additions have had the young assets such as Wiggins and Anthony Towns, and now if a really good player in Butler, we got a good one. So we have a caller now, Gabe from New York. Gabe, how you doing today?
Good, long-time listener, first-time caller. It's great to be on the show. Thanks for having me. I got a question, to you guys about assets again. Personally, I believe that the Nets had the best assets with the acquiring of D'Angelo Russell and
The Nets are still the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah, I would have to very much disagree with you there. Thank you for calling, Gabe. We appreciate it, but I don't think the Nets have really done a whole lot to improve that lineup so far. I mean, D'Angelo Russell and Mozgov are good basketball players, but they're not going anywhere with that team right now.
And the only reason why they got the only reason why they got Timothy Mozgov is because that was the only way they were going to get D'Angelo Russell. He's just a huge, overwhelmingly expensive contract that they have to pay off now.
All right, guys, that was a really good talk about the NBA. Let's talk about the NHL expansion draft and what things have been going on with the newest member, the 31st member of the NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights. So, if you're not, as you know, the draft just happened. What are your guys' thoughts on the biggest players out of that draft, and what can we see from this organization in the future?
Well, I think the two biggest names were Marc-Andre Fleury from the Penguins and James Neal from the Predators. Those are big veterans who you wouldn't expect to see go, especially to this team in an expansion draft.
Yeah, I think James Neal is kind of a shock by everybody, but Fleury is a guy people kind of knew were going to move along, with the Penguins with their strong goaltending and young Matt Murray, and they have some also other prospects, and Tyson Jerry down in the AHL, but Jim Rutherford said they're going to keep playing down there so we can get some minutes. And they signed a really good backup goalie in Niemi, a former starter. That's a really solid goaltender. That's good to fall back on. But the money wasn't there to keep both guys. It was a smart move to keep both guys this season because of the cup run that they have. Murray going down in warm-ups in Game 1, and then Fleury basically took them through to the Eastern Conference Finals. So Fleury's a huge addition to this Vegas Golden Knights team because they're a young team that's not going to, in the West out there, they're probably not going to make the playoffs for a few years now. But Fleury's a good leader and a really good teammate that people like to fall back on when they need help. And the thing is, with Fleury, he's a really good goaltender as well, so he'll be seeing a lot of shots out there, I believe, this year. But I think they did it really well in their expansion draft and getting lots of picks. I think with their additions from the first round, Cody Glass, I think he's a guy that's going to be a really good hockey player in a couple of years, the 6th overall pick this year. And I think a lot of people, knowing his story, that a lot of people he didn't seem like he'd be able to come where he is today. But that's why I feel like that guy's got drive and tenacity to bring that organization up. So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Ryan alongside Charlie and Eric, and see you guys later.